Hello, everybody. I just wanted to jump on here today and kind of share some of my TruAura clean color makeup with you. I've gotten a late start today. Goodness gracious, the day after Christmas, and from what I understand for our sisters in Canada, it's a happy Boxing Day, which I didn't know a thing in the world about. So I was really excited to kind of read about a tradition that they have uh, for their friends and employees in Canada. So we're running a really great special. What we had as a stocking stuffer special before Christmas, we now have as a Happy Boxing Day special. The 6 products that retail for over $200 that were $99 are now back on sale, back on special. So I've posted something about that on my page, and we'll be talking about it some more. But today, like I said, I'm getting a late start. I woke up with a bit of a headache today, and well, not a bit of a headache. I woke up with one of my great migraines today. So it is in Texas. It is 2:22 in the afternoon, and I have on a little bit of eye makeup, but I haven't done anything for my face yet. So I thought that I would go through kind of some of my routine for foundation and blush and kind of finish up a little bit before I get out and run some after Christmas errands. I've got the babies in the other room watching The Star. If you've not seen it, it's a fabulous animated movie about the birth of Jesus, and they have watched it probably 50 times this past week or so. They absolutely love it. So while they're doing that, I thought I would kind of get dressed. My hair is kind of a wreck. I'm at this stage where I'm trying to let it grow out. I might need some feedback. Let it keep growing or cut it, because I'm at that point. It's longer than it has been in a very long time, and this year I've probably cut about maybe 2 inches off total, maybe a little bit more, only because, and you'll notice that this side is a little bit more thin and a little bit shorter in spots, but this is the side that used to be up over my ear, and this is the side that was longer, so it's kind of trying to catch up. But I'm at a point where this is where I do it every time. When it starts getting to this spot, I start cutting it back off short again. So let me know, long or short. Okay, so like I said, I put a little bit of eye makeup on, and it's kind of needs a little finishing. But let's do some makeup. Let's do some clean color by TruAura. This is going to be how I do it most days. So I don't start with foundation all over, and you'll notice, okay, right off the bat, this is one of my TruAura sponges. It's the small one. This is not a TruAura sponge, nor is this, which I've got to get on my website today and order some sponges. My sweet little Harley has flushed most of my sponges down the toilet. She came to me the other day and she said, "Your Pat Pat is gone. Your Pat Pat is gone. Mirror, your Pat Pat is gone." And so I said, "Well, show me where my Pat Pat is." And she took me to the commode. So sweet little Harley has flushed my sponges down the toilet. Let's hope it doesn't cause a problem, because then Ken will be mad at both of us. Okay, so we're going to get started. And I don't start with a foundation. I do start with, let me make sure I have what I need here. Okay, I do start with our Perfect Cream Concealer. So I have one brush that's missing. Let me grab it. Maybe a couple of brushes that are missing. Okay, so I start with my TruAura Perfect Cream Concealer. If you've not bought some of this, it is awesome. The consistency is fabulous. I don't use it to cover anything. I don't have acne, or I do have some scarring right here from a really bad burn, and I still am working on those scars to try to get them to go away. It's taken quite a bit of time. So if I'm using something at all to cover, I kind of try to cover those scars right there, but you can't really see them. And I don't have acne or a lot of or brown spots. But I use this for my highlighting and emphasizing this area right in here. I call it my, oh, whoa, that came out way too fast. So that little dot is going to be way more than I'll ever use, but I'm going to try not to waste it. I call it my masquerade mask. So what I do is I put some concealer here. I didn't get much on my finger that time. In here, I come down on my cheek. Well, I got a lot on that side. I'm trying to do this without make a mirror close by. I may have to grab my mirror from my vanity right over there. But so I do what I call, and if I had not done my eyes for the most part yet, I would go up into my eyes some too. So what I do is it kind of looks like a masquerade mask when I get it on. I have 3 stippling brushes by e.l.f. I have one labeled contour. I have one labeled blush, and I have one labeled highlighter. So today's the day I need to be washing all of these. But I'm just going to take this and kind of stipple this contour. And this is the light. This is the Perfect Cream Concealer in light. So I'm going to kind of get it in here, close to the bridge of my nose, down the side of my face. This is my cheekbone right here. I do this above my cheekbone where I would be highlighting above. If I put blush on, I put it on my cheekbone. And if I do any contouring, I do it below that cheekbone right there where you can push in and see that bone. I do it right below that, but I don't come way down. I just do right into that hollow. So I'll do that here in just a bit and I'll show you. But for the start, I get this, like my mask right here. I call it a reverse raccoon mask. And that is where I put the lighter color of our concealer. And this again is TruAura's Perfect Cream Concealer in light. So here is in light. And it's just a fabulous color. I'll show you the other. So we have 3 shades in this. And I'll kind of explain some of our cosmetics as I go along. But we have a light, a medium, and a dark. And I will use this, sometimes the medium, sometimes on this area where I have some scarring from a really bad burn. And then I'll use this dark for some contouring. So I'll show you that along the way. But those are our TruAura's Perfect Cream Concealers. We have it in 3 colors. You can find that on my TruAura Beauty page. So, okay, so after I do the lighter shade, then I'm going to go to our Perfect Liquid Foundation. And this is tan. And I'm just going to put some of this on my on my hand, right here beside the concealer that I used. And today I think I'm going to, since my great TruAura sponge is gone, I think I'm going to use another stippling brush. And so I'm just going to kind of go around, and I will put it wherever I didn't put the concealer. So I want to put my foundation around the mask. So we're going to go here. We're going to go here on the side, up above that, right here, and below the mask on this side. And now we're just going to start stippling that in. And once I get this, I will go down the sides of my nose, and I will contour my nose here in a little bit. But I don't take the contour down the side. I don't want a brown nose or a dark nose. So I go ahead and put some of the color that I'm using in foundation down the sides of my nose, underneath and across my chin, and I just kind of stipple it around. Now I will take my sponge, my whatever brand this is. I have no idea. I had one in a box. I needed one because my TruAura sponge ended up in the toilet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of just press that in and blend it. Okay, so that's my foundation, and that's it. I use the TruAura Perfect Cream Concealer around my eyes, on the top of my cheekbone, down the side of on my face, beside my nose, before I get to where I'm going to put some blush, and kind of up the front of my nose, and I'll go back and do that again in a minute, under my eyes, and then I'll use the Perfect Liquid Foundation everywhere else. Okay, those two things. All right, next. Oh, here, I've got it. Let's use this petal. So I like cream blushes. I don't buy cream blushes. I just use some of and this is our lipstick. It's this one is Petal. So I'm just going to take some of our Petal lipstick, and when I do blush, I take 2 fingers from the side of my nose, and that's where I will start a little bit of blush right there and right there. I put it just on the cheekbone, right there and right there. I'm going to stipple that in a minute. Okay. Let's set that moisture-rich lipstick to the side, and I'm going to take. I think I'm going to do a little bit of our Perfect Cream Concealer in the dark, and because I'm used such a tiny bit of this, so I'm not even going to make a dot. I mean, you can barely see that dot, and I'm going to take a tiny bit of that, and I'm going under my cheekbone right here on both sides. And you can kind of feel your bone right there go under. I go under that. Okay. So now I'm going to take these 2 stippling brushes, one that says contour and one that says blusher, and I'm just going to kind of stipple the Petal lipstick into my cheek, just on top of the bone, right there, and right here. Then I'm going to take the one that I have labeled contour, and I'm going to just kind of push that into that hollow under the cheekbone right there on both sides. And we'll also do a little bit of this dark concealer, Perfect Cream Concealer, across my chin. And I'm going to stipple that in. Then I'll go back with powder in just a second and blend all of this. And I have a brush. Okay, it's one of these brushes. I'm not real fond of these brushes, but I do like this one for contouring the nose. So I'm going to get a little bit of that dark Perfect Cream Concealer, and I'm going to go just a straight little line right there. See if I have enough to do both sides. And right here. Okay, so I'm going to take this. I'm not going down the side of my nose because I don't want my nose to be brown, but I am going to push it straight up and kind of toward my eyebrow right there, which is the line that your face follows. Okay, then I will take one more time. I'm going to take some of the light and just barely, I'm not even going to squeeze it. And I think I'll take it on this little sponge, and I'm going to come straight down the center of my nose. Right there. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. And And now I'll blend, and I will blend with powder. And so I brought 2 powders over. Actually, I brought 3, but I'm going to use 2. So I'm going to take our Perfect Powder Foundation in Alabaster with a brush, and I'm going to take some of this alabaster powder on the brush, and I'm going to go right where I used the lighter shade. I don't want to put a darker powder on it because I don't want to make it darker. So I'm going to use a lighter shade and just kind of tap that in right where I used the concealer instead of foundation. So we're going to do that right there and down the side of my face beside my nose. And right here, I hear the babies crying for some reason. I have to go check on them. And then I'm going to take our Perfect Powder Foundation in Nude. I use tan in the liquid foundation, but when I'm setting my powder, I use the nude. And I'm just going to get some on this brush, and then I'm just going to tap it in here and here. And then I'm going to take a brush, and I don't have it here. Give me just a second. I have a really large fluffy brush, and this is what I just start blending with. So once I get that powder on, now this is where I blend, because I don't want to see a line of blush. I don't want to see a blob of contour. I don't want to see the edges of what is different. So now I'm going to kind of just, with no powder, with no color of any kind on this brush. This brush is just exclusively used to blend everything together. So that's it. Okay, let's do, I will add a little bit more blush to my cheeks and then kind of thin it out. I love our blush in the Bouquet. Did I bring it over here? Yes, I did. You can tell this is our Color Balance blush. You can tell that I am a pinky girl because these are the 2 shades of pink in this palette, and I use this pretty much every day. So I'm going to take this e.l.f. This is their large stippling brush. They have these stippling brushes. They're small stippling brushes. And then they have this large stippling brush. I use it a lot, especially for blush. I'm going to take a little bit of that. I'm going to go right here where I don't get a lot of sun. And I'll go back over there with some bronzer here in a second. And then I'm going to take that big fluffy brush again, and I'm just going to brush up. Okay, since I've done my eyes and now I've done that little bit of blush, the only thing I've got left to do is some lipstick, and I should be ready for the day. I'm going to line my lips. I don't know if you saw my lip. If you saw my lip video, I have learned that I love TruAura's, some of the eyeshadow colors and some of the blush colors for lip liners. Now, I am a lip liner girl, and I told Gary Jones that that's when I started using TruAura, I threw away everything. I threw away every bit of cosmetics that I had. I threw away every skincare item that I had. I threw away lipsticks and eyeshadows and exfoliators and night creams and day creams and lotions and you name it, I threw it away. The one thing that I didn't throw away was lip pencils, because we don't have one yet. I'm sure that we will in the future, but for right now we don't. But I have learned that I love some of our powders better for a lip liner than I did my pencils. And so today I'm going to use our Color Balance blush, the Rouge palette, and I'm going to use this darker rosier color for a lip liner. So in this bottle, which used to be Bio-Lifting Hydration Serum, once I used all of it, I washed it out and I filled it with our Balancing Mist. because I use the balancing mist as a setting spray and as a setting moisture liquid for powder liners. So if I use an eyeshadow for a liner, or if I use an eyeshadow or a blush for a lip liner, I will dampen a brush and use it to get this on my brush. So I'm going to use one of my Vertex brushes. I love these brushes. They're eyeliners. They come in a set of 4. And they're the best eyeliner brushes I've ever used. I used to use an e.l.f. bent brush. I don't anymore because it just became I don't know if they changed them or what, but the hair on the brush is too flimsy for me now. So I have one mint brush that's Bdellium, and I love it. And then I love this Vertex set. Very small little brushes, but very sturdy little brushes. So I'm going to take this angled brush. I'm going to dampen it with some balancing mist. And then I'm going to take the rouge, and I think this is the berry color. It's the darker of the two, but I'm going to take some of that berry on my brush, and I'm going to use it as a lip liner. Get it going in the right direction. I love this. And I love the way this powder sets so that your lipstick doesn't bleed through it or bleed. If you have like lip lines, it fills that area to where your lipstick doesn't bleed through it. I'm very fortunate not to have those little lines, but I've always liked the finished look that a pencil gives, but I really, really love this this powder as a lip liner. So let's finish. And I'm fixing to go see what the baby's crying about. So that's how I'm going to line. I'm going to take a little bit of the Bordeaux color for the edges or the sides of my lips. I'm going to put some of the petal in the center. And I'm going to finish it off with some of our Nourishing Lip Balm and a brush. And then I'm going to go see what he is so mad about. So there it is, TruAura foundation, blush, some contouring with the Perfect Cream Concealer, some highlighting with the Perfect Cream Concealer, lips, moisture-rich lipstick, absolutely wonderful. Everything here is probiotic, prebiotic based, microbiome friendly, clean, wonderful. I hope you enjoyed that. Now to find my mouse and say goodbye. Blessings to you all, and thank you so much.